Hello?
Hello, Jughead. This is Archie. Come over right away. It's a matter of life or death.
Oh, relax, Archie.
Attention, all true believers. Marvel Comics is on the air.
A friend of the unfortunate, enemy of criminals. In reality, Dan Garrett, a rookie patrolman, loved by everyone but suspected by none of being the Blue Beetle.
Boys and girls, your attention, please. Presenting a new exciting radio program featuring the thrilling adventures of an amazing and incredible personality.
Faster than an airplane, more powerful than a locomotive, impervious to bullets.
Up in the sky, look!
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone, this is Rich with the Geek Chat on the Experience. I'm alone tonight. It's going to be quite the show. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Beardy Rich here with the Geek Chat. We are on the Experience. Be sure to like, join, follow, subscribe, tell your friends. So, hey Barlord, and Nemo, which is Dez. Dez is in the chat as well. He is stuck on BART, and if you are not familiar with San Francisco public transportation, it sucks. And the weather makes it even later for some reason. You know, weather equals screwed up trains. So he is stuck on a train, and I am here with everyone. And hello, everyone. Hey, Paul. Hey, Lewis. Why don't we show what everyone is going to be trying to get tonight? Our 1 in 25 giveaway just for watching. We want to say thank you for watching to one of our lucky viewers. It is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Naruto. Quite the combination there. This is the 1 in 25 Philippe Smith variant. Funny little story about this book. Last week, after last week's show, Des and I talk about what books we're going to be reviewing. And I was like, let's do this. And I was like, I have no clue anything about Naruto. Never watched it, never read it, have no clue. And I found out one of our subscribers are going to be getting it. And I was like, I'll just take a look through his. And then I found another book, which is called, I can't remember what it was called, but Des was like, I can't get that book. It's not out yet. So I asked Coog, and he's like, oh, it's a promo there. It's coming out. So I was like, okay, let's go back to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Naruto. And then he sends me this. Hey, Jabroni. Hey, Zax. He sends me this, and he's like, this is our giveaway. And I was like, he's like, you got to read it now. And I was like, damn it. So I read it, kind of. I kind of skimmed it. We'll talk about it. It's supposed to be the first book up. I'm going to give you my very short review of this. But to get this great 1 in 25 variant, you need to put hashtag EXPTGC variant to enter. Very easy. Simple. Des usually mails it out on the weekend, so you should get it by next week. And again, it's a 1 in 25 Philippe Smith, I believe. Yes, Philippe Smith variant. Oh, so I also want to let everyone know that this will be our last show of the year. With the holidays coming up, and Des does things, and I work. So we have decided that since there are no shows on the Experience next Thursday due to Thanksgiving, it's a good time for Des and I to take a small break. We will be back on January 9th, I believe. I believe it's the 9th. It's the second Thursday of January, and we'll be back with a roundup of everything that's gone on. I don't know if we'll do any new books that week, maybe 1 or 2, depending on what the big book of the week is, but we'll let you know what books have been coming out that we liked. So, did you get my information for the last giveaway? That would be a Desmond question. Desmond, did you get his information? Look for it in the chat. Yeah, so our last episode, and it's me alone. So excited. Let's get to it. This Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Naruto crossover, the art, I will tell you, the art was great. Like, it really was. This is the cover. I have no information for it. It was written by someone, drawn by someone, inked by someone, lettered by someone, and the cover is by someone. But we do know who's on the 1 in 25. Hey, Kelly, thanks for joining us. So yeah, we'll be back on the 9th of January. That is our date. So back to this book. I know nothing of Naruto, and I did not understand it's your basic plot line for an issue, first issue. It's Group A sees Group B and fights. Like, that's it. That's the whole first issue. I was very underwhelmed with the plotting because I don't know who anyone is, and they have weird powers and all this stuff. But the art, I will say, the art was actually really, really strong. I enjoyed the art a lot. And for some weird reason, all the Turtles and Splinter have masks. They wear these masks. And then the main guy on the cover, I guess that's Naruto, maybe. He does this weird spell, or his powers, I have no clue. And he makes duplicates of himself. And I was like, okay, this is weird, and takes him down, and I don't know. And then at the end, they all know Splinter, I think. I think that was his name. I don't know. If you enjoy, thank you very much, JD. So the writer is Caleb Groneller. Artist is Hendry Prasetya. Letter is Ed Dukeshire, and the colorist was Raul Angelo. And I got to be honest, I don't know who this Hendry Prasetya is, but he has got some great line work. Like, the figures looked amazing. And it kind of reminded me of Freddie Williams III, who normally does the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover people. And I believe he's currently doing the one with He-Man. So, yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, Des says the art was great. I have to agree. And he says, yes, he got your information, and he'll be sending out your comics this weekend. And then whoever wins this as well. So if you're a fan of either one of these properties, I'm telling you, I love when the Turtles crossover with fill in the blank. It is a lot of fun. There is some continuity to it from both properties, but not that much. Like the He-Man one is so much fun. I highly recommend you pick these up in trade if you can't track down the single issues. They're normally 4-issue miniseries, so you don't have to commit to a lot. And like this one, you know, it was a lot of fun. You know what, Barlord, give it time. There will be probably a Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. We got classic April. April was a little different to me. I don't know how that was classic, but anyhow, it took me a while to figure out who they were talking about when they kept talking about April. And you'll have to read to understand what I'm saying. So the next book up, I wanted to review. And it's because I love this property. I have been watching this property for a very, very, very long time. Next up, let's get that up on the screen, is DuckTales. DuckTales #1 from Dynamite Comics. Again, we weren't paid to review this. We weren't asked to review this. I just happen to love Uncle Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And the comic did not disappoint. So let's get the credits out of the way. DuckTales #1 from Disney Dynamite. Brandon. What do you think? You just there?
Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. Well, that didn't work. The artist was Tommaso Ronda. The letter was Fabio Emilia. And the main cover was done. That cover that we have up was by Ivan Bigarella. And I picked up the it's like a color cover. So it's blue, and then Uncle Scrooge is diving into his money, which is something they actually do in the comic. So let's get into the, hey, Garth Wong, welcome in. So I have always been a fan of Uncle Scrooge and DuckTales, and now Dynamite is telling the story. I'll be honest, the story started off kind of slow for me, and I felt like the kids were a little whinier than usual. But once the story got going, it was really, really very strong story, and they do the story with flashbacks, kind of, and the whole story revolves around the kids wanting stories. They want adventure. They're bored counting money. So Scrooge is like, come on, come with me. And he takes them through Duckburg, back to the mansion. And we get a couple of great panels of the mansion's different rooms and the different people that live there. Hey, welcome in, Nick and Easy Reader. How's everyone going? Hope everyone's having a great night. It's raining here in San Francisco, so back to DuckTales. It reminded me of the old comics that I used to read, the old Disney books, in that the story kept going, and it yes, like Des says, it really did set up the book and what's coming. And I am very excited because Magica Dispella is in the next issue. She's always been one of my favorites. And if you watched the latest DuckTales cartoon, she was featured in it very heavily. The whole idea is that the whole adventures that the kids want to go on is in Duckburg, so you don't have to go far. I do wish there was more. I do wish there was more flashback to the stories, to some of his old stories, and I hope we get some flashbacks into what happened after those stories as well. And yeah, Barlord, if it gets people into it, great. That is what it should be. Now the price is $4.99. We talk about the price barriers for kids here, but I got to tell you, it was a lot of story, and it was fun once you get past the beginning first couple of pages, which sets the story on. So I totally get where the writer was coming from. Overall, if you're looking for something fun, pick this up. And Zach's, much rain, at least it's not snow. That's a good thing. And yeah, the art was really good too. I gotta agree, Des. The art was really good. So this was a thumbs up for me. I absolutely loved it. Go pick this up. Sign up for it. Like I said, the next issue, we're going to get a little magic in it. And funny thing, we're going to close the show with another Disney story. If we have time. I don't know. It's just me, so I can go on and on about anything I want, really. All right. I have one more. I think I can do one more. No, let's take a break first, actually. Let's take a break so I can do the 2 DC books together. All right, everyone. Stay tuned. We're going to a break. We'll be right back.
In a world where you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel.
That'd be really great. Thanks.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
Whoa. Whoa. Did you miss it? Yeah, they can go by pretty fast. Let's slow down the footage.
Welcome. It's time to skim some comics. Miles Morales Spider-Man, I will just tell you that Miles is very important in his role as a vampire. So
It's fine. If you like Hercules, read it. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. It's fine.
The art is still stunning. There's a panel, little spoiler, there's a panel in this where Chitauri first hits Lion-O, and he is the best "did she really just hit me" face I've ever seen put in a comic book.
Wow, live reviews of new comic books so you can be ready for New Comic Book Day. What is this? Oh, I see. It's Minute to Skim It. Part of the experience.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Geek Chat. I am one half, Beardy Rich. You're watching us on The Experience. Be sure to like, subscribe, tell your friends about us. We're really trying to grow the channel. After us is Sketch Up with Mog and Mel. And be sure to give them some love, too. It's a great show. They have artists on. They talk. They sometimes raffle stuff off. But be sure to watch them. They will be on right after us. 7 o'clock on the West Coast, 10 o'clock on the East Coast, and everything in between. Be sure to type in hashtag EXPTGC variant to be entered in to get this great 1 in 25 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Naruto comic book #1. If you like them, go pick it up. It was a good comic. If you know what the hell's going on, I had no clue. Yes, JD, the experience says bomb cyclone. It is a bomb cyclone. We luckily didn't get hit with the majority of it yesterday. Up north did, but we are getting some of this weird leftover rain for the next couple of days. And I actually want to talk about Wonder Woman a little later because I have to agree. It was amazing. It's a great book. But right now, next book up on our agenda is Shadow Cabinet. It's the Milestone universe. This is #1. I believe there's going to be a #2. I really have no clue. Change is going to come. Joseph P. Illage was the writer. Daryl Banks and Adagon Ilan were the artists. Christopher Sotomayor was the colors, and World Design did the lettering. So I remember picking up Milestone way back in the day. And I always loved Blood Syndicate. That was the book that I was really drawn to. I actually was not a Static fan. I had some kids in my life. It was the Teen Titans. So I really didn't need another kid in my life. So I have not read a Milestone book in years. I think we reviewed one within the last year or two, maybe. I have no clue what's going on. Luckily, they give you a little recap page, which is always great. I love recap pages. And I found out Brainiac from the DC universe attacked this universe. And now this universe hates aliens, and Icon had to go into hiding. Okay, I was caught up. You read Icon, Des. I did not read Icon. For some reason, I was just drawn to the Blood Syndicate. I liked that. I loved Brick. Can't remember her name. She was the woman. She was hiding against the brick wall when the thing went off, and she turned into like this 10-foot tall woman made of brick. It was really cool. I don't know. So not knowing really who these characters are, they actually do a pretty good job of introducing you to a very large cast of characters. I wish they had done little name boxes like the Legion used to do. That would have helped me figure out who these people were, because it would take maybe 2 or 3 panels before you understood when they said their name, and you'd be like, oh, that's this person. Like, that's Rocket on the cover, and that's not the costume I ever remember her being in, but that's her. Overall, if you are a new reader to this I would not say is the greatest book to pick up. It really does a good job of advancing the story into what's coming after the Brainiac invasion. And I didn't understand a lot of who the people were and why they were attacking these people, and I don't know, pretty cool powers. The art, I will say again, the art was pretty good. 2 artists, and you can tell when the artist does the switch, and that's always jarring, especially with a full issue that is supposed to be one cohesive story. When the art just changes halfway through, it's kind of like, yeah. Barlord says Milestone is a corner of the DC I've never visited, so I'm kind of in the same boat. It's not new reader. Like, I'm glad they gave you the recap, but I would have enjoyed maybe a page of names and maybe who they are, like they should have done, really. As for what is going to be happening, we do get a good tease for whatever happens next, with Rocket going to be joining the Shadow Spire. Oh no, the Shadow Cabinet. See, I don't even know. I probably won't be picking up the number 2. My interest was enough to be like, but not enough to buy the next issue, sadly. But if you are a fan of the Milestone universe, then pick this book up, because it's going to be right up your alley. Now, this next book I was really excited about. So if you've been watching us the last couple of weeks, DC is doing their All-In initiative. And this Geek Chat host is all in the All-In phase. So next up is the question, All Along the Watchtower, number 1. Written by Alex Segura. Drawn by Cian Tormey. Romulo, Fajardo Jr. did the coloring. Willie Schubert did the lettering. That cover is by the interior artist, Tormey, and Fajardo Jr. did the coloring. There's a whole bunch of variants, because, you know, we got to have our thousands of variants. I got the main one. I just needed the main cover. So, if you are a fan of the new question, Renee Montoya, if you liked the old question, if you remember in the Justice League Unlimited, he was the Watchtower's, like, guard. She is now wanted or kicked out of Gotham. I don't read the Bat book, so I didn't really understand why she got kicked out of Gotham. They do a really good backup, like a catch up within the story of what happened. She was visited by Batman, and I thought that was pretty cool, but she wasn't going to really listen to Batman, so Batman brought along Superman. Who wouldn't listen to Superman? So she accepts it, and we learn that something is trying to break into the Watchtower to take control. And if you have not been reading the DC Universe, the Justice League is now Justice League, and they're in a Watchtower. It's all the heroes coming together, because they feel like what happened in Absolute Power, they don't want to happen again. The whole hold on one second. Des says you get a huge dose of her, and she's a cool character. They gave her just enough backstory to get you up to speed. Yes, they did. They really did. So after what Amanda Waller did, the heroes are being proactive now, and they're all on this Watchtower. She is assigned a team, and I'm very excited about the team. The team is both Blue Beetles. Ted Kord. I have been a fan of Ted Kord since before DC had him. I have loved Ted Kord. I was very sad when, it all happened with him. He's back. Jaime is also there. Animal Man, with his beat up eye from Absolute Power. Like, I'm loving the continuity. Everyone, I love continuity between books, and this book fits directly in the DC universe. Yeah, Jabroni Chief says, I love the Denny O'Neil, Dennis Cowan run of the question. Yes, it was great. Barlord, yes, Ted Kord is back. I am so excited. His voice was a little weird in this. It's going to take a little bit to get used to. But Animal Man is also on his team. And then you turn the page, and I'm going to spoil this. I'm sorry, everyone. I got to spoil it. Her ex is on her team. Batwoman is back. I'm very excited. I miss Batwoman. It was a good relationship when they met. If you read the DC Rebirth Batwoman, that was really, really good as well. So I'm glad that she's back. And then, you have to have a little interest in moving the book forward. So villain shows up, how we don't know, beats up on, I love this, Nightshade. I've always been a Nightshade fan since the very first Suicide Squad way back when. Fire and Hawk, like Hawk is there. It's really cool. Fire has Ice's powers. We knew that if you read Absolute Power. And you find out that it wasn't really, it was all a distraction. And I will not ruin the last couple pages for you. I want to leave something for you. But if you are into DC and you want to read some of the all-in books, I would say pick this one up. They say ongoing. I don't see this as an ongoing. I see it maybe 7-9 issues. I would love it if they could do enough story building with her to make it last, but I don't see that in the cards at all. Des says, I just wish that they gave her the chance to build a team. I understand and I get it. I understand, though, it's a mini and it has the potential to be something more. It is a mini. Coog, is this a mini? Can you look for me, please? What? Question all along the Watchtower. It sounds like a nice primer for JLU. Oh, we're not going to get to review JLU. That sucks. I wanted you all to read it. Damn. Oh, well. Enjoy your Thanksgiving and reading this JLU, because let me tell you, it was really good. Des says, I also loved how this book served to grow the new universe in the Watchtower. Yes, this is what I am all for. And Challenges of the Unknown, yes, they show up. Not going to say anything more about that. I really like it when DC used to make, oh, thank you. The question is a 6-issue mini, so we don't have to worry. It's 6 issues, so you can either wait for the trade or read along every month and be really, really, really excited, like I was. I'm definitely picking this mini up. But back to my point of I love when DC used to have an interlocking, connecting world. And I've been missing that a lot. I've been missing reading DC books because I love these characters. But that it just never really hit it for me. And I think the initiative now of All In and the way that they're treating these characters. So I'm just going to go off script here. I want to talk about 2 books that I have been loving from DC. And they're both part of this new All In, but Wonder Woman. So this week's Wonder Woman was number 15. And in 14, you get the birth of her daughter. And we've been waiting for this. We also, and I'm total spoilers for everyone, total spoilers. You get the death of Steve Trevor and the birth of her daughter in the same issue, and it connects. And it just makes Wonder Woman's story that much more richer going into the future. Because I feel like her character, I've been a Wonder Woman fan since I was born, basically. Linda Carter was my Wonder Woman for many, many, many years. I've loved this character. Unfortunately, much of the 2000s, the late 2000s, going into I wasn't even reading her in 2020. I started the Rebirth stuff. I couldn't do it. The writers never really got the character, in my opinion. And every time it was about her family, making them the villains. That's fun, but do something else. People forget she actually has her own rogues villain, her own gallery of great villains. And I go back to Phil Jimenez. Phil Jimenez wrote a great run, and he used her villains. Writers nowadays just want to focus on Zeus and all the gods, and I find that to be quite boring, story after story after story. So when Wonder Woman relaunched in this new DC universe, it happened when the Amazons were not allowed in the United States. And it was all about her and what people would do to break her down. And they actually used her villains. It was amazing. Cheetah was there. Giganta was there. Why are you laughing?
And the Scarecrow and the Tin
Oh,
Man.
well, you shut up. He's like, and the Scarecrow and the Tin Man. My point is that Tom King is writing one hell of a Wonder Woman book. And this week's issue was no different. It just, yes, I will say Gail Simone wrote some pretty good Wonder Woman. But I'm back to reading Wonder Woman in every issue. And the art, oh my God. The art is so good. It's what she deserves, really. I felt like they always gave Batman and Superman top writers, top artists, and Wonder Woman just got kind of the shaft. And I'm no disrespect to the people that wrote or drew her before this. I'm just like, meh. And yes, Desmond, it was a mud baby, just like she was born. It was wonderful. And the other book just started their all in with issue 16, and it's Titans. The Titans are back strong. Like, I was enjoying the Titans before when Tom Taylor was writing it, but John Layman is writing the Titans now, and I'm a huge John Layman fan. This is like the third week we've talked about John Layman. I love his writing, and Pete Woods is the artist, so it's got a lot of positive names going into it already. If you were ever a Teen Titans fan, now is the time to go back on Titans. Get issue 16. It's a two issue little story. I don't think he's going to be writing like 6 issues, like writing for a trade. I think the next stories will definitely have something to do with these. But boy, Donna Troy is now the leader of the Titans. Nightwing's got a lot on his plate, so he's like, hey, you can do it. Speedy is back. Arsenal, I should say, is back, and he's angstier than ever. And it's because of him that the villain actually gets into their heads. And I'm not going to spoil the villain, because the villain had a power-up because of absolute power. Amazing story. So yeah, those are my 2 DC books that I have really been enjoying. And I would have said Green Arrow, but his end just ended, and I haven't had a chance to read the new one. Have they done that was bad. But yes, Attack on Titans, they've done that before. And Barlord says, it sounds like she's flying higher than ever. Yes, and I wish more people would read Wonder Woman. I really do. So I'm actually going to take a break because I want to do the next 2. So we're going to take our last break a little early, if that's okay with JD. And we'll come back and we'll talk about a Disney and an independent I think you should pick up. All right?
We know you probably get a lot of emails, but could you please make sure to sign up for our mailing list? We don't send a lot of emails, and we try not to bother you. We just want to give you the best information about all the cool stuff that's going on around here. Sign up on our website, theexplive.com.
You love comic books. You collect comic books. But even if you own a rare, expensive issue, it's still a copy. How would you like to own a piece of comic book history? The actual art pages the comics were made from? Oh no, you say. That's too expensive. Regular people can't afford that stuff. Can they? Nick Ferrucci says yes. Join the founder of Dynamite Entertainment for the original art experience on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. Incredible art at almost unbelievable prices. Does he have some high-dollar pieces for the high rollers? Sure, but Nick always makes sure to find amazing pieces priced for the fledgling collector. You can collect original comic art. The original art experience. Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Part of the experience.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Geek Chat. I am Beardy Rich. I am solo tonight. Desmond is on a BART train heading home, and weathering in San Francisco means late trains. Don't ask me why, but it does. You're watching this on The Experience. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Try out more different shows on this channel. We have sales shows, we have talk shows. Tomorrow is JD, why don't you tell me who tomorrow is? I know Nick's on. It's Friday.
Yeah, Nick's does his original art show, 7:00 Eastern, 4:00 Pacific, with just a whole bunch of great. I was just saying the other day, it's more than just selling original art. It's kind of like a comic art appreciation class every week too. And then after that, we've got Friday Night Live with Nancy McCann live from Cleveland, Tennessee.
Wow.
And she'll start off your weekend with some great deals on comic books.
And where can they go to get all the info on what's on when?
That would be our website, which is theexplive.com.
There you go, everyone. Go there. You can also sign up for the mailing list. That's pretty cool, too. Head there to do that. So our giveaway on our last show of the year is going to be this 1 in 25 Naruto versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 in 25 Philippe Smith cover. And easy to enter, hashtag EXPTGC variant. One of you lucky viewers are going to win this, and Des will get it out to you this weekend. So we got 2 more books, and then one I want to talk about just as a little what I'm enjoying a lot right now. Our first book up is our second Disney book of the show. It is What If from Marvel Comics. What if Minnie became Captain Marvel? The awesome origin of Minnie Captain Marvel. The plot was Steve Bailing. The script is Luca Barberi. The art is Giada Perisinato. Colors is Lucio Ruvudati. And the lettering is Laura Tartaglia. So, I think JD and I could do it. No, I couldn't do nothing without you, Mr. Desmond. Oh my God, yes, Barlord, they're still doing these, and another one is coming in January, and it's What If Mickey and Friends Became the Fantastic Four, because, there's a movie coming out in 2 years. So, this book was my idea to read. I know Des always rolls his eyes when I say, hey, let's do this. And yeah, well, this is exactly what you would expect for Marvel's What If. Basically, the story is very simple. Minnie works for Uncle Scrooge at the Chronicle. I believe that's what the newspaper is called. And there's a new hero in town, and everyone is, who is she? Who is Captain Marvel? And Minnie is having these blackout spells, and she doesn't know what happens. Well, guess what? Turns out, spoiler alert, Minnie is Captain Marvel. I mean, it says it right there on the cover. The Scorpion shows up. It's Pegleg Pete, something like that. He shows up and he calls himself Pegleg Scorpion, original. Minnie shows up, and then the Beagle Boys try to break into his vault, and yeah, the story was Des, it was very okay. It was just okay. There was nothing spectacular about this book at all. I'm going to say it's $4.99. So if you want to choose one, I'm going to say choose the DuckTales one, because the DuckTales one was a lot more enjoyable. Like, it really was. She gets her powers because of Magica Dispel. Okay. How that works, I have zero clue. Don't understand what that has to do with anything. But I don't think Carol Danvers ever worked for a newspaper. No. I think they just needed to get Scrooge and Minnie in the same place so that the spell could work. I don't know. This was not one of my favorite books I read this week at all, sadly. If you like Disney and you want to pick this up, I'm not going to tell you no, but I'm going to say you might want to buy the DuckTales one instead. That's a short review. I can't. Because I'm really excited for the next book. I'm very excited for this next book. Let's just get to it. The Rockefellers. We reviewed the... this was in a Ghost Machine anthology that came out introducing all the different books into the world. And this was one of the ones that the breakouts of that little book, which I was like, wow. Wait, everyone, you got to enter. You got to enter. It's free. 1 in 25. You got to get it. So the Rockefellers. Yes, this was written by Peter J. Tomasi. That's how I say his name. He did the story and the words. Francis Manipul, story and art. His art, that cover. Oh my God. Rob Lee did the lettering, and Francis Manipul did cover A. I got cover who knows what, but it's Ivan Reese. I did the Ivan Reese cover. I really like Ivan Reese. So the story is basically this family comes from 400 years in the future to the past. They're being hunted. You don't know why. You don't know who. Well, you kind of know who, but so they end up in, yeah, I think the B is what I got. They end up in now time, 2024. And they have a Thanksgiving pool party so that their neighbors can get to know them to think they're normal, because this is not a normal family at all. You're introduced to each character and their little gifts that they have, and it's organic to the story, which I rather enjoyed. Like, you learn that the son is a tech person by what he does. The daughter, the dog is hysterical in this. Dog doesn't talk, don't worry, but it's what the dog does. And you're like, this can't be a normal dog. I don't want to spoil too much because there's really not a lot to spoil. The first issue does a really good job of letting you know the why they're there, the who they are, and the basic story idea of something is coming to get them. They just got to figure out when they are, and when was the very important thing. And not everyone, I'm just going to say, not everyone makes it. Not everyone makes it. Someone is missing from that cover. It was pretty good. I think you should pick this up. If you're looking for a brand new number one that doesn't, it's a typical number one, but it's actually written really well and drawn beautifully. Like, it's a typical number one that makes you want to read the number two. And anytime the writer and artist and the team can get you to want to read the number two, it's a good book. Yeah, Nemo. Yeah. I hope we get to see this person again, maybe in flashbacks. Yeah, I agree. I really, really enjoyed this book. I'm glad. I wish Des could actually talk about it and not just type. Did you like it, Des? I'm actually something Johns didn't write this. I love his books, but he's bordering on two. Oh yeah, no, I'm glad he didn't write this. I have a lot of faith in Peter Tomasi. His Super Sons was one of the best written books. His Green Lantern, what did he write? Green Lantern Corps? Whatever Green Lantern he wrote was amazing. His was it Batman and Robin? I see he writes so much things that I love. It just gets scrambled in the brain. But he's a great writer. And Francis Manipul, he's been a DC staple. He drew, I want to say, The Flash for a while too. I don't know. It was a strong number one. Highly recommend you go get it. I want to talk about something that's not on the script again. I want everyone to, if you love the G.I. Joe, if you love the Transformers, go read the Energon universe. The Transformers comic books are amazing. They're well written, they're well drawn, and there's an actual story. It ties everything together. It is brand new material. And then over in the G.I. Joe side of it, I think the fact that they're using Energon to power their guns and their tanks and everything. The story that's unfolding at Image with the Energon universe is so good. Oh, Des, okay, so about the Rockefellers. The art was incredible, and the story sets up the villain and gave you a hook at the end. Solid all around. So yeah, that's two of us. So the Geeks say pick this up. Up until All In, Barlord says, I felt DC was in danger of slipping to third place behind Image. And I would agree, because when we had our store, when Image first started, we were definitely all in on Image. And they had a lot of very strong properties. In fact, we haven't talked about Saga in a while, but the story in Saga is still going strong for having its weird off a year, on for 6 months, off a year, on for, I don't know, they have this weird printing schedule. But a lot of the books at Image, just for me, haven't really been hitting it. But DC wasn't hitting it at all. So now I think for me, Barlord, from my personal reading, DC is number 1, Marvel is 2, and Image is 3. Though with the Energon books, really, I think I might be reading more Image than Marvel come beginning of the new year. Okay, X. All I can see is Roadblock better rhyme. Still angry they didn't make The Rock speak in poetry. You know, I actually enjoyed that last G.I. Joe movie. It didn't suck as bad as everyone said it would. You know, they had costumes. I'm all for that. Script, what script? We don't need no stinking script. Yes, we do need a script. Everyone does. That's funny. I don't know. Comic books for me right now are, I love comics. I'm always going to read comic books. Always. I'm still mourning my loss of X books. I really am. I follow this this guy on Twitter, and he posts covers from certain months of years. And they've just been hitting the nostalgia, just hitting it. And I retweeted something because I feel like sometimes the books back in the 90s, as much as when you think of 90s books, you think of a lot of negative. For me, the 90s comic books were not negative. It was great. I will say that sometimes they threw 8 different artists in one comic, and that was a little jarring. But comic books right now, yes, Barlord, it is a good time to be a comic reader. Because while I may be mourning the loss of my X books, I'm finding more in DC right now that I'm really enjoying. And then we have all the little, like, Oni Press, Scout Comics, Vault, Dark Horse. They're all bringing something. Dynamite has a lot of the greatest properties if you're a 90s and 80s kid, because they've got Thundercats. Silverhawks is coming. Oh my God. I hope we are on to review the Silverhawks book, because I'm so looking forward to that. Mr. Towers, 90s books were cool. Yes, they were. They really were. 80s books were cool. We're always going to find something good and something bad. So, you know, I tend to try to think about the books I really loved. And, you know, in the 80s, it was Crisis. In the 90s, it was, well, for me, it was the Outback era. Like, that's always going to hold a great place in my heart. Nemo, we get back on January 9th. We will have a few gifts for you to win. Ooh, we're going to have a lot more than just a 1 in 25. I'll tell you that. Yeah. So we are, let us get this one last time. Yes, the Outback Steakhouse era. I did love that. Those bloomin' onions were just so delicious. No, the Outback X-Men. That was a great time. And I think if you're of a certain age, or, you know, you were reading the X-Men comics, the fact that they died through the Siege Perilous and then came back in the Outback, Madeline Pryor, just all of that goodness. Jubilee's first appearance was during that. The great Wolverine on the Cross that Witchblade a couple months ago homaged to with Witchblade on the Cross. Yeah, I could go on and on about comic books, guys, but I won't. Let's get your experience, the EXP TGC variant. Let's show that one more time, JD. Everyone, that is in the chat, put in EXP, hashtag EXP TGC variant, enter to win this great comic book. Des will get it out to you. Des, I can't wait until we can talk again, because you got to tell me who the hell these people are. Longshot's hair looked like a blooming onion. Yes, it did, with that mullet. He had a giant mullet. It was amazing. And him and Dazzler made little, well, no, they retcon that. Shatterstar's not their kid anymore. Okay, everyone, let's just get this done. Let us get this done. Who is going to win this great variant comic? JD, go for it. Spin it. Oh, hey, Beardy Daddy won it. Zax, congratulations. I hope you read it too. You should read it. Let me know what you think of it. Congratulations, Zax. X-Men 251. Yes, Wolverine was on. Thank you, Trade Paper Dad. Yes, great cover. And no spoilers, but I'm gonna. If you watched Wolverine Deadpool, you see that same cover live action. Amazing. So, everyone, thank you for joining Des and I. We really appreciate you guys coming back week after week. We really do enjoy talking with you. I apologize, it was just me tonight. Des, again, is stuck on a train. Come back in January. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your Kwanzaa. Enjoy all the holidays and everything you celebrate. And if you don't celebrate everything or anything, that's fine too. Just be you. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining the Geek Chat. Remember, there's something on every day on the Experience. It's a great channel for comic books, comic book sales. Yeah, so thank you. We'll see you in January. Bye.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the Experience is all the time.